Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I want to show you 2 ways to make your drum room sound bigger. We're going to be looking at making your room tracks sound bigger today, but before we dive in, if you are looking to dial in a repeatable workflow for getting professional sounding drum mixes, then I want you to go through my 3-step process for Mixing Drums workshop. This workshop is going to walk you through the 3-step process that I use on almost every single one of my mixes to get professional sounding drum mixes right from your home studio. It is a 100% free to watch, on-demand video training, and you can get completely free access to it by clicking the link below in the video description. Now let's jump in here and take a look at this room track. Let me start by playing you what the mix sounds like here, and you can listen to what the drums sound like inside the mix. I'll solo up the drums as well, and then we'll hone in on just the room mics here for the track. So here's what our finished mix for this song sounds like. So you can hear it's a good sounding room. We've got a little bit of EQ already on it here. Just rolling off the super lows here below about 100, pulling out all of that muddiness here in the low mid area that can kind of weigh your room sound down and make it sound smaller. The muddier it is, usually the smaller it sort of sounds because there's all this energy that's just building up in the low mid area. And then a tiny boost up top here, about a 2.5 dB boost to AK, just to give the cymbals some shine in the room there. But I want it to sound a little bit bigger. If I throw all the drums in one more time, you can hear we have some room, we have some length coming from the room mic, but it doesn't feel quite as big as it should. Especially when we get inside the mix there, right? All of that room energy that we have with the drums just by themselves suddenly gets absorbed by all the other instruments that we have going. It's a dense mix, so we need some extra energy, some extra oomph on our room mic to help it feel a little bit bigger. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try just a bus compressor here. So I'm going to pull in the SSL style bus compressor or the Brit Comp here inside of Studio One. We'll go 4-to-1 on the ratio, maybe 2-to-1. We'll try both of them. We'll start with 2-to-1. We'll go 30 millisecond or 10 millisecond attack to start, and fastest release here at 100 milliseconds. So we're going to hit play here on just the room mic, and we're going to start to dial the threshold back till we get some compression going. So we're only getting a little under 4 dB reduction there. That's not quite what I want. I'm going to pull in an EQ boost. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just boost up the gain on the track here. I need a little bit more energy to push into the compressor. So I'm going to bump up the clip gain here on the track by about 6 dB. Let's see what we can get now. So listen to what we're getting here. We're on the 2-to-1 ratio. Threshold's all the way down. We've bumped up the clip gain about 6 dB, so we push harder into the compressor. We're getting about 6 dB reduction here on that big snare hit. Ratio or attack is at 10 milliseconds here. Release is at 100 milliseconds here. And you can hear when we click the compressor in, when we're doing that 6 dB reduction, suddenly it feels like the drums are farther back in the room, right? Our room is a little bit bigger. Our drums are farther back. When I turn off the compressor, it feels like the drums take that step forward and suddenly the drums are closer to you. So take a listen here with the compressor on, and then I'll kick it off. Hear that? We're pulling our snare into that drum mix there and then making our drums feel like they're farther back in the room. So the room's bigger, has some more length, some more width to it, and we're not right up on our drums in the room, just catching the echo, the reflections off the wall there. So this is one way that you can make your drum room sound bigger. So let's throw it into the mix now and see what we have with our drums first and with everything. Definitely making our drums feel a little bit bigger there. Making our room a little bit longer, a little bit wider, pushing our drums farther back in the room to give them that extra ambience. Now the other thing we can try, if we turn off this compressor here, the other thing we can try, let's bump back down to 0 here on the room mics. The other thing we can do is just to add reverb. So I'm going to throw the reverb here, and let's solo up our rooms and adjust our reverb sound. So now we have a dial here that we can dial in with the mix knob. So we can go from just our normal room sound and we can dial up the mix and add some length, add some reverb to our room sound. So let's do that. Added a little bit of gain there at the end of the EQ just to match the level in and out of the reverb there. We're up at about 60% here on the mix, and it's giving our room some extra length. So let's throw this back in with just the drums here and then with the entire mix. now we've got two ways that we can increase the length, the width of our room mics here, so we can make our room mics sound bigger to in turn increase the ambience on our overall drum kit. So let's go back here. We're going to do both of them now inside the entire mix here. We'll do the SSL compressor here, and then we'll do the reverb and the EQ. And then why not, we'll try both as well. So starting here without anything, we'll do SSL, then we'll do reverb. Two ways that we can increase the bigness of our room mics on our drums. One is using the SSL style bus compressor here to push our drums farther back in the room, tucking that big snare hit in there. And the other way is dialing up the mix knob on a reverb. So choosing a bigger room sound from our reverb and then being able to use the mix knob to dial that up to increase the bigness on our room mics. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your drum mixes to the next level and really start dialing in a repeatable workflow for cranking out professional sounding drum mixes, then you need to go through my 3-step framework for mixing drums workshop. You can get completely free access to it by clicking the link below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.